All right, so we actually are doing something special today. I'm kind of skipping around, but that's okay. This is actually going to be a 3-man run for the first dungeon in the game. If we're going to call it a dungeon, it's Sharpwind Mines. And this is actually just going to run you through real fast of what the dungeon is, what tactics you use, and so forth. So when you first enter the mines, you have to actually jump down the mine chute, shaft, whatever you can call it. We actually had 4 in the party, but it's only a 3-man run, so the 4th person actually had to stay out. Every time they came in, it would kick us. I actually got crashed to desktop a couple of times because of this. As you can see that when I came back in, my UI settings were back to being 100% yet again. It happens 80% of the time. That's them going out, actually. So I was by myself and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to explore just a little bit. You know, it's the first time I've been in the dungeon for a while. I just want to see what's across the bridge. I just want to get a look at the monsters. So we go across the railroad tracks and boom. We're booby trapped. Just so you know. And then the mobs hit. Oh, I got ate up. I'm not gonna lie, I got tore up, but that's okay because they wanted us back out anyway, so I kind of spawned back at the beginning. So I went out to join them because I wanted just to be with them. And when I go out this little gate right here, my computer crashes again. It's just a crash to desktop. So here we are. We are back in. We found our 3 men. The 1 player stayed out. So we're going to start the dungeon. This first part, of course, is just controlling the mobs. And there I actually cast the Hell Spear that I have. And I finally got a flock of crows, and so I call that as well. Eats through the mobs. This run kind of cements for me my choices so far, which is good because I was worrying a little bit, and I will go over that as we move forward. Here you have to actually make the geysers come up. There's block geysers, and you actually have to open them up. And the reason is that is because, well, we have to get back up to where the bridge collapsed. So guess what you do? You fill the mine with water, and we swim back up to the bridge. These ads in the first of the tunnel are a little tricky. They keep throwing dynamite, and they keep freezing us if you're close enough to them. Because as you can see, I call my crows, have my Hell Spear. More dynamite. They actually cast an illusion. And of course, they keep freezing us. I'm going to make sure to get those bombers out of the way. The illusionists are okay. They're going to call more copies of themselves, and they're not too hard to deal with. Our healer was actually really good. Archeage is an all plate, so that's our tank. Geocon is the healer, and I am the DPS. Gear drops in this game are the same pretty much in every game. Certain items will have to get rolled on. I don't really get any gear out of this run. Everything is either plate or for cloth, and I preferred to give that to the healer. You see the little shield on the ground? Actually click that and it's a little shield, a little bump. You'll find these throughout the dungeon. Little shields that you can put on for an extra shield boost. Always make sure you save your healer if ads are on them. So here is our first boss of the dungeon. Nerda will turn into a boss. Nerda will disappear into the ceiling. Actually throw down some bombs. And of course, any dots you actually put on this boss right now in this current build will stay on the boss even when Nerda goes into the ceiling. And there's the dynamite on the ground. I didn't get away from it in time. I was kind of stunned. And Nerda comes back from the ceiling. That's pretty much the logistics of this fight. I pull a ton of threat. I actually get my crows off right before Nerda goes back into the ceiling that time. Nice little sword move that she does. Nice little ring there that I roll on, but of course the healer gets it, and that's cool. I was 50-50 on rolling for it, so I decided to roll on it. Let the mana regen a little bit. Our main mission right now that we got for this dungeon is just to explore the mines. Here's actually where we're going, but I do not have, you're supposed to get, I think, a lion's eye or something. And I think the tank got it off the boss. So he goes and puts that in, opens the gate. What you have to do at this point is you have to actually go through that gate and get powder kegs. I thought they were just out, so what he really does is he opens the gate, and in here are powder kegs. Not really sure what else is in there. I didn't really explore, but here are explosives as I get. Nice little dynamite for later. The powder kegs are right here. You actually only need one, but you know, I go and grab one just to see what it's like. Unstable powder keg. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put it in front of the cave wall and then blow it up. But he already did that. So I'm like, oh, now I got this thing, so I'm gonna put it down, and then boom, it blows up. But it's not a lot of damage, so it's okay. So next we have to go through this mine shaft. And of course, right when we get in, boom, add spawn out of the float. But the hell spear and the birds eat up the ads pretty fast. They're not that powerful. Here is the second boss of the dungeon. He is a Colossus. We are primarily going to kite this guy. You'll see they're given the description. They've run this dungeon before. Basically, it's just kite and pray, and stay away from him because he'll slam the ground. He'll call rocks from the ceiling. There, the rocks from the ceiling come down. I've already pulled yet again. I don't mean to. I'm just hitting them. As you can see, there's the rocks. I don't think I ever get hit by the rocks. I may get hit by once. As long as you keep moving. I didn't get hit by the rocks. I just kept moving and stayed away from them a little bit. You can tell he's coming toward me. See, I was too close, not moving, got hit by the rocks coming from the ceiling. Using that tree to my advantage. He gets a little stuck, glitches on that tree a little bit. That's where he slams the ground again. As you can see, the rocks fell behind me. As soon as I know he's about to pound that ground, I'm moving, I'm gone. Boom, hit again because I went back. I shouldn't, I've just kept moving. It's in a radius around him. You just got to keep moving. Now I'm just trying to get close enough every now and then to throw my hell spear and then throw my crows on them. Nice purple plate armor that drops. Of course, I'll just pass on that. That's for the tank. Once again, you get a powder keg. I'm gonna put it in front of this wall and blow it up. This part is just a little swimming. You actually have to go down. The ceiling will actually start falling, so you have to keep moving. Don't stand still. So dive under, swim forward. There's little air pockets along the way if you need, but it's not too bad. You actually just keep swimming straight and you get right up. Not hard. And this is the last boss. His mechanics are a little different. He will spawn 2 ads randomly. The ads are very weak. Right now with this game, it's in this current state, they're real weak. He also will call on whirlwinds. You really have to watch out for those whirlwinds. Those are the problem, as you will see. We barely beat him on our first try. And it's all because of the whirlwinds. I'm not sure if he has any other special that he does on the tank, because I am dealing with the ads, but and of course, before you ever start a boss fight, just make sure you know what your role is. That's all I'm trying to do right here, is just verifying what they want me to do. There are the 2 ads that spawn. I get close enough to health spear him. A little crow on him. Pretty fast. As you can see, the boss has already spawned 2 whirlwinds. So the tank really has to pay attention. Two more ads. Now there are 3 whirlwinds. They're kind of hard to avoid right there. There's no real definite sign of where they are. At this point, you should probably bring the boss outside. But see, the whirlwinds are coming after us. So we kind of have to thread the needle here. I'm in the middle of like like 4 whirlwinds. I get eat up pretty bad. About to see the tank go down. The ads are back. Thermal hell spear. So the tank and the healer go down. I stay on the boss. And as soon as I kill the boss, ads go away. Those whirlwinds killed them in seconds. It was not cool. So I was gonna loot, but now that they're dead, I was waiting for them to respawn because that's just a general. It's just a friendly thing I do. I learned that in WoW. Never loot while somebody's dead. Now that this dungeon's over with, actually when you go turn in your initial quest, they give you another quest and you actually have to come and run this 3 times. You're gonna have to come back in here 3 more times. So we're just waiting for them to run in. I'll see them on the map. I may have to see about changing the graphic setting to see if I can see those whirlwinds just a little better. Here's a logbook, of course. Here's a treasure chest. Good sword. Pass on the boots, I pass on the sword, but I do roll on the bag of money. And then I go over here to the chest. This chest is actually very important. It gives you have a quest, and that you actually get a mentor token. You have to run this dungeon with somebody over 30 while you're under 30, level 30. And you have to give them this token in the dungeon to complete the quest. It's part of a mentoring quest line that, you know, it's part of the game. I haven't really explored that part, but and actually I have to run it 3 more times for that necklace that our healer got. And of course you just leave the dungeon. Go back out to the real world. And now that you have actually completed the dungeon, you can go and turn the quest back in at the town near that dungeon. And that's where you'll get the quest of going back in 3 times to get the necklace. And that's it. That's as hard as that dungeon gets. It's only about 20 minutes, if that.